Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm Gina. I'm going to do a flip through of this book, Safe and Sound by Grob, that my friend Tony lent me. Never been able to get hold of this. It's pretty expensive and fairly hard to find on the internet, but it's nice when you've got friends that'll lend you things that you can't afford. You haven't been able to find. It's been personally autographed by Dick, and I've pretty much read most of it. It's a fascinating book. He starts out about his own career, how he was in the police force and various other things in the American government, and how he met Elvis. He was assigned to be a guard when Elvis and Priscilla got married, and they came home and started their honeymoon period, or started their marriage off in Palm Springs, I think it was, yeah. So he had to sit outside the house in a police car and make sure that nobody tried to get in there unauthorised. So he went around. There was no one there at the time. I think they hadn't arrived. They were still in Las Vegas or something, and he did a bit of a circumnavigation around the house to make sure everything was okay, and a lady came out and started talking, a Negro lady, and it was Alberta, the cook, and she introduced herself and said that Elvis and Priscilla weren't there yet. So he did some more walking around the house to organise him, set himself up, and then sat out in the car until his shift was over, and then somebody else took over. So meantime, he took photos of the house around it, mainly text, but yes, interesting photographs. The grounds around the house, and the doorknob and the gate and so on. Pretty flash place. Oh well. Elvis and Priscilla, what do you expect? Well, Elvis anyway. So, but he said when he went out, I think when the first day when Elvis came back, Elvis came out to the car. It was a really stinking hot day, and he said Elvis came out to the car, and he'd never met Elvis before. And he said this guy came up to the car, and he said, "That's really hot out here. Would you like something cold to drink?" And Dick realised it was Elvis, and he introduced himself, and I think I'm just trying to remember what was said in the book. I think he said, "Elvis, look, don't sit out here, come on inside, we're here now." So he went inside, and Elvis's, the entourage and everyone, Priscilla, they were all there, Elvis's father, and he had a cold drink and got to know them all. So, and that's how he got to know him, and he did other, the guns, that's right, yeah, Elvis was asking him about guns, because Dick Grob was a crack shot with guns. He'd done special training with the Army or Marines or whatever it was, on the forces, and Elvis wanted to know all about that, wanted to know what guns he'd handled, and all that kind of stuff. So he took Elvis to a shooting range, or various shooting ranges, and showed him, and the other guys, Red West and a few of the others, target practice with various pistols and guns. So now he was right into all that. But he talked about other aspects of Elvis. He's entertaining and so on. All good stuff. All good stuff. No nasty gossip or anything. I mean, you got a guy writing a book who was an ex-copper and a pretty responsible bloke, responsible citizen. So there's no nasty stuff in here. Not at all. Talked about, some of the flights they went on, the planes, the things that happened on the planes. This was Dick Grob and his wife, I think his first wife, when he first got married, and Elvis was there, and Elvis gave them, I forget, a car, I forget what, Mercedes or something or other, as a wedding present, some sort of car. And Dick's wife was absolutely wrapped, and there they are, opening presents on their wedding day. Elvis, what a buzz to have Elvis at your wedding. I mean, I prefer to be Elvis at my wedding to him, but that was never going to happen. Okay, he's a long way away. This was at the JC Awards, and I think that's Dick Grob there. Yeah, by then he would graduated to being Elvis's, one of his head of security, which he was for quite a few years, I think, until he died. That's right, because book ends up about when Elvis died, the things that happened at the hospital and all sad stuff. So that's it. My daughter. Oh yeah, Elvis said to Dick, when we're not at the house in Palm Springs, he said, feel free to use it. I think they always must have had people guarding the place, even when Elvis and Priscilla or Elvis wasn't there. So Dick and his family used to go on the hot days and go and use the pool and so on. So Elvis was very generous like that. He wanted to share pretty much everything he had with his friends and people he trusted. Elvis and Muhammad Ali. This is one. Dick Grob set up security for Roy Horn's first public appearance on his 60th birthday, after being bitten by one of his tigers. Oh, the Roy Horn, that was the guy that, he was in a circus actor, yeah. And they had tigers, and he was attacked by one of his tigers. Anyway, nothing to do with Elvis. Okay, Elvis waving to fans at Monroe Airport. Various schedules and things. A lot of paperwork. Snow on the Tahoe Mountains. Yeah, okay. Too much monkey business. Don't know what that's about. Yeah, and he talks about Elvis sometimes when he wasn't well, and how he had to cancel various, appearances sometimes because he wasn't well. He talked about Elvis's health, but never once did he say anything about drugs or anything like that. He was, truthful to the point where he said that Elvis relied on pain-killing drugs and drugs to help him sleep and so on. So, like I say, that's good reading. Very good reading. A lot of it, as Dick Grob's other book, a lot of it is paperwork that really probably isn't essential in a book like this. The fans just want to read about Elvis and his experiences with Elvis, but being such a well-organised chap, he puts everything in there. Oh, yeah. A lot of people got the wrong impression. This photo came out in the media. Well, fans said, oh, he's drunk, he's fallen over, he's on drugs. It wasn't so. He's using a backdoor exit with a trash dumpster. Fans would hide anywhere to get to Elvis, and they had to try and... Elvis loved his fans, loved to talk to them, but of course there were times when it just wasn't convenient. He was in between shows, or going from one place to another in a hurry, and it's okay, karate. I think was he doing his karate? Oh no, what's this? He's doing something with Red West there. Yeah. Anyway, unpublished photos that Dick or somebody he knew took. Yeah, certainly some interesting stories about things that happen when Elvis is on stage. The fans are trying to get to him, and security had trouble dealing with him. There's some crazy people, that's for sure. Well, yeah. I don't mean to insult anybody. I know some of my friends think I'm crazy too, but I'd only go so far. I certainly wouldn't have tried to do anything silly at Elvis's concert. Elvis is there to entertain his fans, and I think anybody that got out of order deserved to be thrown out, because, you got 16,000, 20,000 other people, or 2,000 other people wanting to see Elvis and enjoy him, not to be interrupted by anybody doing something stupid. Elvis lying down on the stage. National Bomb Data Centre. Bomb data manual examined and studied by Elvis. Elvis was always interested in new developments in police work. He would sit and talk at length with security details about work on the street and the training they received. Now, sorry, Elvis would not have been a good copper. He might have meant to be, but he'd have too many people falling in love with him on the job. Okay. It's Elvis's bed on the Lisa Marie, the airplane. This is inside the Lisa Marie. It looks like Linda. No, Carol Bertulli. She's a stewardess for Lisa Marie. That would have been a fun job. Tickets. Letters. As I say, some of these letters and documents are superfluous, really, to the book, but that was the author's privilege to do so. Priscilla, Joni and Carol. Early morning treatment area inside gate. Oh yeah, that's when Elvis died and the fans all converged on Graceland. Yeah, that would have been a hell of a job when all those people, hundreds of thousands of people, turned up. Four suspects. So these are the guys that jumped on the stage to have a go at Elvis, and he tossed them off. I've tossed one or two of them off with a karate chop or two. Or was it? No. That's not them. They were the guys that tried or were going to steal Elvis's body from the gravesite at the Forest Hill Cemetery before they moved into Graceland. What they had to do to so the guys working to rebuild the meditation gardens in order to put Elvis's coffin in there. My personal opinion of that is that they should have meditation gardens should have just been Elvis. Maybe his mum and dad, but no one else. Just Elvis. Anyway, that's just me. So yeah, interesting book. Hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching. Bye.